David, thank you so much for that. Look, we have like an intro walk here because we have like cameras following, so bear with like the prolongs, a little WWE, I know, but we can live with it. So I'm gonna just throw the notes out there. So what do we got? Do we really have 20 minutes, or do I need to make up some time because I ran long at the beginning? Should I go for 10? All right, I'm gonna make that executive decision. Can you set that clock to 10 minutes? So today, I wanna kick this off by talking about something I talk about a lot in my content, and it's something that I believe at the center of my being, and it's this concept of clarity. But I understand that clarity in and of itself can be confusing. Well, what do you mean, clarity? Like, pursue clarity is something I say. It's like, okay, that's great, but how, where, why? So I've begun defining it a little bit more clearly so that we can all have some perspective. So I want to give you the best metaphor that I've been able to come up with, which has been the center point of all the content I make, the center point of events like this, the center point of my agency, Congruent. And it's this: clarity is perspective. Because if our perspective is wrong, we're going to make wrong decisions. It's actually very simple when you break it down that way. And so what I would say is this. I know most people here have been to a mall, probably not in a while, but there was one point where we would go to the mall with our families or by ourselves, and there's a place that a lot of us would want to migrate our way to, and that would be the Apple Store. And so you walk into a giant mall, and there's a map, and the map has all the stores listed, and it has usually a color-coded block and zone A, B, C, D, E. And you look for the Apple Store. And you see the Apple Store, and then you find it on the map. I know now they're a little more digital, but you'd find it on the map, and there's the Apple Store, right? It's right there. I have to get there. Well, what piece of information do you need to know so that you know which way you should go to get to the Apple Store? Anybody willing to say it? You are here, right? The "you are here" sticker on the map is then the very most important part and the important piece of information of any map. Because until you know where you are, you don't have the perspective or the clarity that you need to know which way you have to go to get to the Apple Store. And so today's event, the Automotive State of the Union events, whether it's this one, the 5 that we've done previously, they are all geared around one point, is that you would gain the perspective and the clarity you need to make the next best decision for you. Because every dealership is different. Every dealer service is different. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that you sell the same thing, because you don't sell it in the same way. Your operations are different. Your real estate is different. Now with COVID times, it's even more challenging because states of lockdown are different. Rules and regulations are different. New things are passing every day that change the game, requiring you to go back and get new perspective on how you should move forward. And so the point of clarity, you are here, perspective on the map. Until we have that, we're just making decisions, and they're never going to be the best decision, which is why the fight to get information to you, the fight to have you know the tools, have the tools and the understanding so that you can at least, the very least, have the "you are here" on the map, so then you can decide which way to go forward. It's a brave new world. Like David said, I think this is the first live event in auto. When we did the first Automotive State of the Union, it was just basically a response because no one knew what to do. Everybody was locked down. And like many of you, I was on call after call after call with dealers all across the country, and no one knew what to do, but everybody seemed to feel a lot better when there was 20 other people on the call that also didn't know what to do. And so by coming together, by doing this, we can serve one another so that we can have the clarity and the perspective. It's real easy to look at all the regulations and all the changes in the rules and get sad and look at it and say, oh, if only it was like it used to be, if only used cars did this. If only I could bring my staff back like that. But I'll tell you what, anyone that studies innovation, anyone that studies major changes in any industry, they really, really, really understand that this moment is a gift. This moment is the one that is going to allow the people that are paying attention to disproportionately outrun and outgun and outbuild and out-innovate the people who aren't paying attention to things like this. The people who are so busy worrying about putting out small fires that they don't put their head up enough to see where everything's heading and where everything's going. So if you're in the room today, if you're on the live stream today, this is an opportunity. This is a real chance, and I believe that with all of my heart. Look, I'm frustrated like crazy. This has totally disrupted my agency business. It has totally disrupted the way that we worked. We were an agency built on the creative element, everybody being in the room, making amazing content and building brands and doing all that, and then we couldn't be together. And then the fact that we would fly all over the country to shoot videos and make company culture videos and serve dealerships, like, no, oh, well, we can't fly anymore. Well, that's kind of rough. But what has it allowed us to do is we have an Automotive State of the Union now. We didn't have that before. Why? Because the opportunity was there. And so for all of you here today, I want you to understand that you should not let someone else tell the narrative of your business or your dealership or your service company or your vendor. You should not let someone else tell the narrative of that, because that is exactly what's going to happen if you don't sit up, pay attention, understand where you are on the map, and really start heading in the direction that you need. And I know it's confusing. I'm not saying that like it's an easy thing to do, because sometimes, at least the Apple Store is in the same place every time, right? We're trying to hit a moving target, and that's okay. But if you let someone else tell the narrative of your business, and better yet, this industry, well, then we're going to lose. It's my core belief that auto dealers are the fabric of the economy, that no one should be able to offer a better customer experience to someone that wants to buy a car than an auto dealer. I mean, they're in the community, they know the community, they've lived there for years, they invest heavily, their kids are in the Little League teams, they've been many times generational businesses, we have all the data, we have all the information. Why shouldn't we be able to deliver the best experience? Why shouldn't we? I think the only way that we don't is if we let somebody else come in and define us. And let me tell you this, the opportunity to tell your own story, the opportunity to control the narrative is there. It's there. There are no more barriers. You don't have to wait for billboards or television buys or any of that stuff. There's no barrier. You can tell around your business until there's no longer any limitation on ad inventory, as we talk about. It's about awareness and relevancy. Awareness and relevancy. And if you can wrap your head around the fact that awareness and relevancy are two things that you can constantly build, then you're going to start to move ahead. I hate to break it to you, but 3-word value propositions are not going to work. 3-word value propositions are not your brand. I know. I built them for dealers. My agency has made them look beautiful and pushed them through the ad campaigns. But 3 words: fast, friendly, easy, simple, upfront, quick, fun, friendly. Look around, everyone's got 3 words. It doesn't fix it. Let me tell you 2 people that don't have 3 words. 2 companies that don't have 3 words that are doing a really, really good job right now. Carvana, what are their 3 words? Oh, they don't have them. But guess what? They're relevant, and they're building awareness. Another one, Tesla, right? Some people probably drove here in a Tesla. What are their 3 words? I don't know. They just released some whiskey. Why? Because they understand relevancy and awareness. And it's not something that's beyond the grasp of any dealer, any vendor partner at all. You're in this room today because of relevancy and awareness. The people that have agreed to speak on the stage today, that have flown in, that are taking time to zoom in, these people that this industry respects are here because of relevancy and awareness. So I'm not telling you something that I don't do. I'm not telling you to do something that I don't preach. And to bring this all full circle, today is about perspective. I wanted to set the tone and just get a few minutes on stage before I'm joined by people much smarter than me, much more experienced than me. Is that if you don't have the perspective and the clarity on where you are, you cannot make good decisions about where you're going. I want to be more profitable isn't a goal. It's an easy thing to say when you don't know what else to say. So, I hope that today you're ready to lean in. If you're a dealer, you are going to get a straight fire hose of some of the best, most timely, most relevant information in the industry. Ask your questions. We want them to get answered. If you're an industry partner, pay attention, because the stuff that they're talking about that are relevant to the dealers should be really, 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 really relevant to you. It's a little page out of my playbook. Care about what your customer cares about. Right? We all know this when it comes to retail. But guess what? The world is retail. Human connection is retail. It's what it is. So again, I want to thank you for being here. I want to thank you for being willing to participate in this. And if you just walk away from today and you don't make any changes, I have failed. All of this is useless. And all of this is just a big echo chamber. So at the very least, please, please, please make one change in your business or your life that moves you closer to clarity, moves you closer to gaining and maintaining the perspective that you need.